No Brady. We know that much.
I'm not buying it.
What?
I'm not.
Come on, bro. Don't do that, Deke.
I'm not buying it,
Deke,
dude.
don't you do that, Deke. Deke, you don't buy.
I'm not.
How do you not buy it?
Give it a couple months, dude.
What? He was about to cry this time. He didn't even do a
He's
doctored up
crying
one.
because he's leaving football.
Bro, he did it on a selfie video like, man, let me just holler at y'all real quick. It was 51 seconds. He didn't give you a whole minute yet. He said, look, I ain't gonna belabor this thing. I ain't gonna be before you long. He did it like the old school church club. I ain't gonna be before you long. All right? We about to quick little prayer. You ready? While we're absent, watch over us one from another. Jesus' name. You know what I mean? He was going that one, man. He gave just
He still wants to play.
He does, but I don't think he wants to have to worry about, potentially not looking like Brady.
Oh, he'd look fine over in San Fran.
This is the first time for real though, where it was starting to come into question. Whether we think is valid or not, whether
They
we
were
think some of
questioning it as last year in New England, though.
But it was coming up more and more this year. This was more of that time frame. So it's like, maybe for him, he's like, I don't want to stay too long. Some people would rather leave a little early than stay too long.
You think he has that mentality, though? There's no way.
See, why do you say that, though? I think you could change over time. I think this year, when you talk about you're not married anymore, right? That was official before the season started. So you go through that. That's going to give you a different level of clarity. Then you're having the season that you're having, and you're saying to yourself, man, is there a guarantee that I'm going to get another situation where it's perfect for me to go there? Because you could talk San Fran, but you still have what out there? You got to figure out what they're going to do with Trey Lance, though. We still got to figure out, are they going to pay me what I want to get paid? How does that whole dynamic work? Maybe they want to do something else with that quarterback position. We don't know, but I'm just saying in the sense of it's still just a lot more openness to it, and it's not going to get answered right now. Whereas for him, if he's today like, you know what, man, I don't want to deal with any of that. I'm cool on it, man. I know what my legacy is. I'm cemented. Like, I came back. I tried to give me the whole revenge tour, get another one in this thing. It didn't work out. Man, let me just go ahead and head out before it gets bad, before it gets worse. Because he's never, like, at this stage, you're not going to turn the clock back and get better and better and better. It's more so that can you keep maintaining what you're doing right now, Brady? Because we know once you slip off, we know how quickly it goes for them dudes. 1 minute you're Matt Ryan and you're like, oh, all right, you're in Atlanta, you look good. Next minute you're Matt Ryan at the Colts and you're like, hey, man, you might want to go ahead and retire. 1 minute you Phillip Rivers and you're at the Chargers and it's like, all right, you're still kind of decent. Everything look cool. Then you go to the Colts and we like, all right, bro, hold on. What's going on here?
He wasn't bad with the Colts.
Man, he wasn't good either.
It wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't good.
He would have made a Pro Bowl
I
this
just
year.
don't like how you light up when
Over Huntley.
I don't like how you light up to say he wasn't bad, but if I say Kirk Cousins, you be like, he ain't good. You see the difference? Like, why you gotta do that, man? It's always a negative connotation with Kirk. But then with Phillip Rivers and some of these other dudes, you want to give a smile for. Why is that, man? Like, I feel like that's
No, because no, it's the opposite. We're saying Rivers, Colts, didn't feel good. Secretly didn't have a bad season. Whereas Cousins, he does get put on this pedestal.
He didn't have a bad season. He didn't have a bad season.
I agree.
Though.
He's
he didn't have a bad season.
But that's where I'm at with him. That's where I'm at with him.
Crazy.
He's average and he's gonna let you down.
Even without having a bad season, though.
This season?
Would you say Kirk had a bad season this year, though?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he don't even have bad seasons, man.
Again, he's just gonna let you down when it matters most. He's the biggest tease of all time. He's the
the
worst type of quarterback to have.
Why does he got to be a tease? Why can't he just be Kirk?
I'm telling the truth. With Brady, though, here's why I think he still wants to play, and I think he thinks he can still play.
Mm-hmm.
This is just more about family, I think.
Yes, I would agree with that as well. When you go through
single dad now.
Yeah, I'm saying when you go through something like that, man, especially when you think about how long he was married too, bro. Like, you got a certain way that y'all are used to things going on. I don't know his personal family dynamic, but I'm sure there's been some major changes when you talk about a divorce. Obviously, Giselle, I think she's moved on. If I caught up with all that stuff, I think she moved on. I think so. You know? But it's like, hey, man, things start coming to perspective a little bit. You're like, hey, man, you know what? Let me go play with little Tom a little bit more, man. Let me go throw the ball with you for old Rico Suave over here. Start playing catch with my son. Like, nah. If you don't play catch with your son, Deke, somebody else will. Just remember that.
I feel like the 49ers are the one scenario, though. It's the ones, like, everything's teed up for him on offense. You got Shanahan, hometown team, just 1 year. I feel like give it 2 or 3 months. And if he does start doing this Fox broadcasting thing or starts just watching some other games, you know it's in his mind, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, I can go out here and beat all these dudes.
A lot of people think it. I just wonder. Father Time is undefeated.
I think he would be able to light it up with the Niners this year. If he did come back. And, I mean, you see the Purdy news? Potential Tommy John. Like,
yeah, it's bad.
He might not be playing next year. So,
yeah. And that's the part.
Shanahan should be calling up Brady. You sure about this? You sure about this?
Man.
We can move the family out to San Fran.
But guess what? They said Trey Lance going to be ready by OTAs. He said he ain't going to miss any of the offseason. Any of the offseason program. He's there. Day one. That's your leader. You already committed to him. You draft him when you draft him. You moved on for Jimmy G for him. The only reason
I don't think it's wise.
It's too late. You already that we're there, man. It's Trey.
Yeah, it looks like they will go with Trey Lance next year if Brady is officially retired. Purdy with this whole injury thing. I don't think the Niners are going to be the same.
Could the Niners cook with Carr?
Yeah, they could be fine.
You think he should go out there?
Yeah, if he can make it happen. Yeah. If I'm him, for sure. That would be the team on the top of my list.
I just don't know how the money will work because he's a
quarterback.
Yeah, and he has another Pro Bowl right now.
There's those reports that the Raiders are telling Carr he can't seek trades right now. Like they're holding him back. It's weird. There's some weird things going on down there.
Why?
They're not giving him his permission to seek trades through his new trade request or something. I saw that yesterday. Yes. I thought he was as good as gone.
Yeah, I thought the same. So he hit that Pro Bowl and they changed their mind on him.
I don't know.
That's what it was.
He took a shot too. It wasn't at the Raiders.
I seen it though.
That was a whack tweet though. He's probably lucky to have 4 Pro Bowls. He probably got in a few times as alternates.
Chill out. At least, I respect any of his alternates over Tyler Huntley. Okay, I can no longer.
I agree with that.
I cannot say a negative thing about any of Derek Carr's Pro Bowls, any of Tyrod Taylor's Pro Bowls. Shout out to the crib. I'm gonna keep throwing him out there because that was the one you brought up. I'll never forget that one. Man, he got one of them. Bro, he was like the 10th alternate. I never forget what you said. He was the 10th alternate. It low-key hurt my feelings when you say he was the 10th alternate. I was like, if you could have been like the 5th, it'd have been cool. You said the 10th. I was like, yo, you really tried my dog. Like, yo, you gotta chill, B. You got to chill. All right. But oh man, Carr would definitely cook out there though, man.
With Brady, it's that Mahomes line. I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay.
1 year. I need 1 full year. Because you mean to tell me, again, I'm just strictly talking Niners.
Yeah.
Trey Lance gets hurt or something middle of the season.
If he gets hurt in the middle of the season, I think that's a different conversation. I think that's a different conversation. We're talking about right now, though, Brady staying retired. Last year, he stayed retired for what, 40 days?
Yeah, like
40 days, 40 nights, like Jesus. That's what in the Bible, 40 days, 40 nights. That's how long he was retired, then he came out. Does he get past 40 days this year?
That's what I mean. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it, bro. Watching his, he looks so sincere. He looks so sincere, bro.
It's going to come back, dude. The edge, sincere. Whatever they call it, the dark side.
The itch. Oh, yeah. That never leaves. That's the other part. That never leaves. That's the dog in you. That never leaves.
If the Niners don't get this QB situation figured out in the next month or 2.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the only one that makes sense. Because I could see shit going by the wayside with the Raiders just because it's the Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although it still would be a good situation for him. But, 49ers just makes complete sense. Final year, close it out with that one. And on more of a high note than what you did, at least.
Yeah.
Give yourself at least a legitimate chance to win a Super Bowl. He would have that with the Niners. This year, it got to a point where it didn't really feel like that. You get to the playoffs, you never know, the Brady factor, whatever. But that team was so broken.
Mm-hmm. San Fran, I mean, everything makes sense for San Fran. That's what we were talking about. The monkey wrench is him retiring. That's the monkey wrench.
It's not like it hasn't been done before. Favre.
Has anyone come back from 2 retirements?
Favre.
Outside of Cole Beasley?
Favre.
He's had 2 retirements in the same year?
I don't know if he's ever done official retirement.
Because he's done 2 official retirements. Favre would just be like, I don't know if I want to play in camp or not. He would still be on the roster.
He would take it out to July.
Training camp, yeah. That's probably why Aaron Rodgers does what he does.
It was once or well, no, dude. Favre actually was more than 2. It wasn't 4 or 5 times.
He did it 4 in a row. Yeah,
once or twice with the Packers. Then
he
did it
in New
the
York.
Jets.
Yeah,
ends up going to the Vikings. Yeah, they're like,
that's
hey, I'm retiring. No, he actually did the official retirement. He's like, could you just release me at least?
Yeah,
and then they release him. He goes to the Vikings.
That's definitely his name, bro.
And then after the Vikings, the first time he did it again.
Yeah,
and then you took him out.
That's his name, man. That's why I was like, I feel like Rodgers might have like, cause he saw that as a young guy, picked up on it and just started following suit with it. So I'm like, I get it, you know.